This is going out. You have to excuse me because my body is not great. I'm using a door, this channel, to state the facts. Right, civil servants in East England, United Kingdom, a company known as Olympus Care Service Limited, owned by Northamptonshire County Council Limited Company, have discredited me. There's evidence of an email I'm about to state. I can't state specific names, so bear with me. And I'm losing my right side. This is the only good side of my right arm that I can use, and I'm losing the feeling of it today. And if it doesn't get better soon, I might have to call somebody. So I'm going to get into the email where I was trashed. The whole experience of the Care Act by supporting statute law, the lack of the Equality Act 2010, the lack of within everything in statute law, common law, contract law, you name it, they just target me. I took this to the, they call it in Coventry, UK, a Government Health Social Care Ombudsman. And my right side is playing up really bad, so bear with me. And my neck. I'm going to go back to a document if I can find it. I'm struggling to balance today. Email, so I can't get it up into the correct format. Right. I was offered this email. There's a new service manager for Voice Ability Limited, and this individual 3 days ago again he offered 1 week's notice on Tuesday for the dated 16th 5th 2019. And by the way, I don't have a title, but their system, they need that, don't they? Hold on, this is strange, because on Wednesday the 16th of 5th 2018, I only left one voice message for this individual new manager and an email to counterclaim for their offer Tuesday. So it's all gone dark again. I think, oh, is this fine? 14th of May 2019. Claimed, I'll write to let you know I've received your email and the pre-additional phone calls. No, one phone call was a voice ability advocate, care act advocate individual dealt with since 2017. Then she disappeared off the scene during the crucial time 2018, and I can't even go into all that. It's just horrendous experience. And then suddenly I require her offer support, and I find out she's just there to ambush me. She's not there to help me. Meeting. She says, I thank you for the information you provided and given me the opportunity to explore the concerns you raised. I will respond to all the following on Monday. Your advocate was limited in the time that she could work with you in your case. I found out by emails and other subject that it's to do the contracts, hours of goods and services. Hours of contracts funded by public purse in the subject of Northamptonshire County Council Limited offer. And if I hadn't ended up in hospital in 2017 at the end of the year, I wouldn't have called this public servants in my area, UK, because it's nothing but hell, and I'm going to be homeless this now week on. Well, the poor advocate left 6 months. Well, I did that, so I had a friend help. And basically, unfortunately, people were told behind the scenes not to get back to me and made me wait. So therefore, this email by this The advocate changed the bereavement and what I'm still going through, and an anniversary of my mum's death today. Well, it's her anniversary. It would have been a birthday today if she was still alive. So I'm doing this on my mum. I will try and progress, but I'm extremely worried about everything. The current one in this email, this woman's put, has not made it clear what support is available to you from this point forward. Your current advocate has not explained the reason for a joint visit, why she is bringing another, without my consent, by the way, a stranger I don't know. She's added words, I cannot consent to offer Tuesday, 21st of May 2019. I put it clearly, I've got a medical delivery. You do not feel you have enough notice about the meeting, 1 week's notice. They were having company number 3798884. Voice Ability is a limited company. Unit 1, the Old Canary, Westwick, Oakington, Cambridgeshire. My area is Unit F17, Malton Park Business Centre, Red House Road, Malton Park, Northamptonshire. The new role, which I have titled, the DOLS means private liberty, but it's now word something different now. My mate had to search what that meant, safeguarding or concerns your safety in their system. It means there isn't any independent support. They are paid by the public purse, these people that work for this company. And they're meant to be independent, but they're not. So if you lose and then you have psychological disabilities on top of physical, then they can easily use statute law on oneself. And so you go to a Ministry of Justice court system and get court protection and get them to put restriction on your right to private life, privacy, everything will go. And you're in a care home with that care manager and that corporation owned care building, whatever it might be, accommodation, will control your movement, what you can and cannot do, finance, everything. Please don't get it wrong. If it's meant to be in the best interest, so how is that decision made? So, Section 42 of the care, I've taken everything on. I've done everything I can possibly do. I had another channel, and now, yeah, what are you doing, Northamptonshire Police Force? Yeah, Crime Commissioner, public servants. What are you doing, East Midlands Ambulance Service? Key head of all your leads, civil servants and adult safeguarding. What are you doing and trying to do to me? I have full capacity. I've survived attempted murder in 2002. And all these years on, I get these labels and I get targeted because I dare speak up when I can for myself. And because CEO on behalf, as you're an agent, on behalf of a national housing company, United Kingdom, social housing, but they're built for profit. I didn't anticipate to find out that Guildford Tri Corporation construction company. I had no idea that they were contracted with your company that work for as CEO. We're building this new public building opposite me, 1 Angel Square, 4 Angel Street, Northampton, UK. I don't really want to live in this environment anymore, but I do need to be somewhere that I choose, that I feel comfortable with, without the restriction of my lawful rights, and work, engage with people this way on board, positively. But no, I won't be, because you're targeting me. You've been told to block my lawful rights. And there's others that are not aware what's going on, who are already going through worse. And then I'll get my character discredited because you used a female called Diana. What are you doing, Diana Rose? Evidence that emails are 2017-18 to date. You've gone to these civil servants and lied about me and my situation. You don't even know me. You don't know first-hand knowledge what's going on. And you've left deliberately. Decision making by this area, they call it, was Kettering, Peterborough now. And they stitched me up with fake adult safeguarding in 2017, March, in my area. And using East Ambulance Service individuals, one man, three, and two women. I made up falsifying information about myself. I've never self-neglected. And nor is my friends to me. Nobody's harmed me or my private friends or me to me. It's the state system employees that's done this all these years in my own home. I've got evidence of paperwork to prove all this. So all I've tried to do is to try and figure a way out forward and to keep myself safe and my environment and my responsibilities I know full well of. And yeah, it is hard when you lose your health. But trying to override me to use now nationally how it's going for many people like me now. Targeting me like for years and years and years and use certain personal private life from years ago. And as an adult, much older now, trying to like use don't help this individual. Everything in my life, where I go, who I talk to, is monitored and used against me to block me to access services. Why do you want to target me for? Because what? The bigger picture also. I stepped out of this religion, my family's religion, years ago when I was a young girl. Well, I didn't follow the path I was meant to go, and I'm a free thinker, but I can't do as much now, so you just use a sick political agenda nationally and people connected to certain individuals politically to target me because I stumble across information. I didn't want to have certain information being told to me. It just happened. I tried to protect the innocent years and years and years ago. What happens? I'll get my old house burgled. I'll get the attempt of my life. I'll get nothing but trauma. I just get left with medications to take, and I'm learning natural health for so long. But it's constant targeting. Use the police, use the ambulance, housing, all statutory services, and now it's subcontract privately. If I ring up these blinking 111 number, NHS England funded service, they'll have to send an ambulance round because, and unfortunately, anybody like me in the United Kingdom now, the cost to put any offer of care in your own flat or home it's no in the state system now. I didn't know this area was going to be financially bust. Yet they build a building and then they sell it off, and then they're still financially bust. And they raise the council tax 5%. I didn't know about this till it happened. And then I'm left, like thousands, I presume, people like me, waiting and waiting to work with pensions. That affects everything to date. No dual at home offer for directors, a sentence of advice. What's the matter? You want to take my photo to prove how physically disabled I am? I realised that wasn't true. I wasn't able to state. I couldn't cope. You got my emails, you got the evidence, the medical evidence. Why? And that's what all this is about, to rush me. That's why you targeted me yesterday. You all what? I can't police officers in that car. Beans videoed, streaming. Lift a cup of feed myself to my mouth, And that's serious because that's more expensive with the care system. So I need to go into their system because I know reality that is what the end game will be. It won't be now. Let's try and skip. I couldn't believe it. When I found this out. Yeah. I used, I can't even go back into it now. See if I'm going to send emails. Can't even make this up. So with the housing subject, David Connolly, his email, he's the CEO of head office Exchange Tower, Exchange Square, London. So it was done as a notice to agent, notice to principal, notice to principal, notice to agent. A notice of full rebuttal of 9th of May 2019, a claim on offer investigation by a female called George Cayley. I can't pronounce it, it's correct actually, but the way she spoke, she sounded foreign. I've never met her, so bear with me. And my evidence of their employee is working from home. And the National Home Group Limited and others like it, not just that one, pays a fee to these so-called government bodies. And that's how they make their income. Two needs a remedy for discrimination in 1 year and 10 months is typically done. So they can insist the offer and invite to get the offer and OT assessment again I've had since 2010 to 2013. Nothing's changed in my equipment offer NHS side of things and abuse. The only thing that's caused a problem is the help to me by leaving me without use of the wet room, and it's not even called that now, the flooring. I didn't know all these years when I moved here, offer to move here in 2009, 2010, is rotted underneath the flooring. The water seal around the level access shower wasn't built properly. It's too late. That's why they've never produced a report all these years, all this 1 year and 10 months. What the work is opinion made by their maintenance liaise with whatever's required now on moving forward. And I said this in my housing chat and supported list of questions. I couldn't cope in all these meetings at 2 hours at a bloody time. Nobody took no notice. Stage 1, stage 2 complaint system, yeah, in their system. They targeted me before on lawful means then. With it's still known as Short-Term Development Team South, Olympic Care Service Limited individual. It's all to do when I did my 9 documentation, we warning them, back off. There's no first-hand knowledge, there's no evidence what Eastern was doing together in March, June, July 2017. But you see, it never stopped, did it? So it was live streamed on video on Facebook. My daughter-in-law saw it and done a statement for me on the documents. And then I'll get questioned all this during the offer assessment, care act assessment, need all this stuff last year to date. Speech broke it, had been in and sat my own. And they said to go to press and the police. Well, how can I do that when the police broke in the first place? So I sought to get that main door and the lock redone for my safety from 30th of September 2017. Never got done until beginning of March 2018. Well, that winter happened. So this is still going on, and there is no offer of repair report because it was long all along had. I could have used that evidence, document opinions, in a report for the former social worker to assist me in my housing needs and to plan things carefully and properly, not rushed like it is again been happening. And still now, plan things carefully. So, torn into me, evidence of this was in a joint call to my sister at the time. End of June 2018, I got evidence on this, on video and recording and email. And basically, civil servants, agents, Northamptonshire County Council, Department of Service was in a joint call to my sister, recording and email. And basically, civil servants, agents, Northamptonshire County Council, Department of South, former voiceability advocate, Lady Todate, consent. If it wasn't for former social worker spotting that, I would have had people at my door again. So I didn't trust that woman, young girl. No disrespect to her, she's got a disability herself. And the housing need part of the care assessment I'm having, I was led to be informed the only reason for an OT assessment was on my physical right side reducing my health, and I'm losing. I don't know that I saw this in and the witness or my daughter-in-law what she saw, and still yet civil servants and conjunction. What's the problem? You won't send me any one report, but yet you send everything about me and internal documents to the Housing Ombudsman individual to discredit me temporarily 3 times. Blackpool, respite notice to off in October and accessible. Where's your evidence you claim to the Housing Ombudsman that, it did have a wet room? It did have private friends, couldn't get all the private, so I offered an alternative, and you reject that. And then still last year, I offered twice this hotel just around the corner. And it's got a level access shower. I've got photos, I went to see it. And I could be there for 2 or 3 weeks, so you could get and do your job on the wet room. And Diana, Rose, what you're doing, you don't have the authority to block that and lie, Home Group Limited will not do, or will not, their CEO, board director, been dealt with last year. Have the OT assessment there. It's safer than here. You can see what I can and cannot do. If need be, bring in your own offer carers, females, for that short period of time, so you can see what I can and cannot do to aid your OT assessment. And also Northamptonshire County Council, Olympus Care Service Limited, your civil servants could assist them in their assessment on me, whether they will offer or not offer services. Yeah? Because my friends can't cope to travel and extra time they need in that hotel environment. And that's why I offer that solution. And then upfront still report I need, and who and where my stuff is stored safely, and who would be coming in because of my private dwelling. You still blocked that, didn't you? So you went back to the former social worker. To date, you're still doing it. And still to the Ombudsman individual recently is the fact you want to take my home off me with secure tender of 8 years. You've always been at that since 2010. I've got the evidence. You claim you don't know what my disability needs are. You claim, we can't help you about this, that and the other. You've had these reports. You claim you don't have copies. There's no lawful ground and no lawful right to disclose my medical information to others. I made it clear in the counterclaim, I will aid you enough information on the update information to say if that is what your issue is. I will aid just enough, but it's too overwhelming in my private dwelling and too unsafe. That's not lawful. The housing disrepair. But you see, you make sure that all your mates, all your connections don't offer me any support. So you push me into a boat where I'm going to be in danger and I'm going to lose my right to life. And I'm going to lose every single human right I'm naturally born with by your state control system and be made homeless this week. So he's going to look after the paperwork then. He's going to box things up for me then. He's going to fund it all then. I can't. I've got nothing to lose but stating facts. The National Housing Company, as I said, temporary move. Oh, you'll be able to move back. Don't give me that. You knew full well since 2010, all these previous years, all this Northampton Borough Council, yeah, the housing options, the housing needs assessments I've had before, highest points going. Every place I got off, teas didn't care about that. This can affect me in my right to offer the housing benefit, council tax, every damn bloody thing is all linked in together. Last year, I tried to go through all this with previous social worker, tried it with the voiceability advocate, tried this, tried that. They're not skilled. They haven't got the skills. Their caseloads are so high. They'll rush for time. And yet I couldn't cope because we've had grieving on me from my dead my mum, which is put my body on a piece of slab and bloody end up getting so ill and end up in hospital and end up. Is that your intention? Documents or contracts worth too much to you. You just want to control me. So you have access up to this, whether you're physically in my situation, psychologically affected by trauma, and you're targeted as well for so long, and they isolate you, and then they use their state public and CEO level. That's what I'm talking about. Not ordinary people, just trying their best. Okay, because there are good people out there, and I'm not targeting and saying disrespectfully to frontline ordinary civil servants and police and stuff like that and ambulance, because a lot of people do their best. And if you want to be a Freemason, it's your blinking business. But you're using it, fortunately, your system, your connections against me, and use me older brother too. I know what he's doing. Got evidence of all this. So I did offer the evidence. So what's the matter, Fiona and Lisa and all these other local employees too? You refused even to put minor rubber kit plates in my hallway door frames in my flat when a former OT report was done in 2010, right up to 2012. You got the evidence of that and the report. Oh, best to move. It's always about moving. So now I find out last year, homeless reduction statute, there's only one offer. You get one offer to move if you need to move, what they're doing to me in UK. And within my secure tenure in Statute Law and Housing Act 1989, 1988, this is what they do. Home Group Limited Company, head office in Newcastle, they're using their in-house lawyers to sue and take me, well, the trade name, birth certificate name, to Ministry of Justice, the Kangaroo Court, Quartershire, to seek a Section 21 notice to evict me on the health and safety ground. What? You've had 1 year and 10 months to offer me a remedy and all the evidence I've got, because you want to push me, so I have to produce all this emails, evidence. I will put a counterclaim in. I will put the claim in. Need to do that. This is why this recent email, the 14th of 5th, 2019, was rushing at me to meet 2 social workers and unknown advocate and a previous advocate to bombard me psychologically and practically. We're concerned for your health and safety. If you don't do this, you don't do that. Well, my documents today will be going up. Full disclosure, please. I require the full disclosure of our terms and conditions of contract. Voiceability, Home Group Limited, well, you already got that, but you ignored that. I've got no disrespect to individuals because they might not know about the truth about birth certificate worldwide and what's really behind it all, financially and commerce. And when I've educated myself, but yet I'm also physically disabled, I'm stuck, and they know this, entrapped in the system, statutory law system. So I sign under duress. Under duress. I'm ways I can't even go into because I'll be here all day. It's just touching it. I've got evidence of so much. Why I had to have my private friends in since 2014, and yet they've been watching me. Why do you have to have Ben, trade union rep, who works in the building opposite me at 10 o'clock at night, watching the car park where I live, watching who's going and coming to my own, and the new CCTV opposite me? Don't you think I don't know what's going on around here as well? Photos, videos, evidence, fact stored on my mate's computer. I will, correction, I shall engage. I've always have done. But this time now, due to the negative experience, I require, which I doubt you're going to do, ever since this document claimed I don't have a hoist in my home, I don't have this equipment in my home, and you deliberately did this. And that was done by Sue Jane. So with regards, by a door of the family, Puri, as authorised agent of the uppercase letters of Adore Puri, no assured value and no liability of errors or omissions accepted, and all rights reserved and non-wavered, with recourse and non-consult. UCC 1-308, Tuesday 14th of 5th, 2019. Thursday the 9th of May at 22:05 previously, 2019. Notice injustice, non-factual comments, 9th of May 2019. I shall require the full facts of what's claimed by Home Group Limited, its agents, men and women, the full rebuttal hereby made. I shall more than 3 weeks to respond to the date, because let me weather's gone bad. My conditional acceptance by demand and claim and comments by Diana Rose. Home on the phone, I do not consent. The Director of Housing Limited Operations at the time, I believe she might still be Diana, as correction, Rose, it's public knowledge, you can search this. Rosemary D. Rose, Director ID number is 916881380. Has employee reference to, they call it Central Area. Their in-house lawyer, too, they've got 9 of them, by the way. Support Goththorpe Parkway, Status Lane, Goththorpe Business Park, Newcastle upon Tyne. This was originally Tuesday, 23rd of 10th, 2018. Well, before that, 2017, and again 2018, and on Wednesday the 10th of 10th, 2018. So, in reference in line with Disability Reasonable Adjustments Statute Act 2010, Section 2122, and this original reference for the wet room number they have is 52338. The breach of duty of care, the breach of disability provided, by the way, to date. And due to the effects of the cold weather end of last year, social worker. I left a job and I was placed on the waiting list, you see, and I required the offer housing rent support service. So, in particular, reference to the statute law on former social worker who she works for at the time was about the housing need part, and I already said I would limit access and my consent to my offer an OT assessment, which my medical data. Because what you're doing, Diana, with your GP, would you want me to call your GP to pry into your business? You got no authority, you had no right to do that, or even suggest that. You already got my housing records, all of the data, all necessary information to aid you to aid me. And yet you're blackmailing me now. Oh, temporary move, was it? Really? When I got all the information now, all these people I dealt with before, they're out the picture because they're using it as a backup for their court systems as witnesses, going to use the safeguarding or court protection as well. No doubt they do that. The threatening, I've got an email. The cold calling my home without invitation at the time as well. At 10:45 a.m. when I'm bedbound with a stranger I don't know, female, for an invitation, known full well, at 10:45 a.m. Because of that incident, I don't trust you, Diana Rose. I don't trust you one bit. And you have not, if you have training to help vulnerable disabled people in the UK in your job role, by the way, I'm paying your wages at the rent, right? Then I suggest you go back to your HR department and seek the training and experience, or go and do a course how people in my position are affected by your actions and your behaviour. And that's put the block on me trying to work with you, since that's the reason. I can't change your past, what's happened, but I'm trying to move forward, you see. But you'll cause a problem, not I. And on behalf of the head office, I don't know these people per se, head office, but I do know this Lisa. She was promoted to PA. She was the one also, her emails and comments and all these others. And I've got all the dates. So, for example, 31st of August 2018, I was led to believe in my choice and outcomes in statute law and the care needs assessment, right? There's meant to be choice and outcomes. Well, what's the matter, Elaine Hunter, the complaints department? You took no notice of that in stage 2 complaint system and statute law either. Or trying to force another offer OT assessment. So they basically, cut a long story short, this guy called Stephen Purge and David Taylor was used assumption on behalf of a third party repair company, Mighty PLC it's called now, but a previous company, another company that's now dissolved, individuals, to make sure they don't repair anything, and to put me in the situation so it looks like, oh my gosh, anyone comes to visit, offer services, well, oh my gosh, you have to do adult safeguarding, you have to live like this, blah blah blah. I've had this constantly, by the way, ever since. So I've had to say, well, I'm trying to get things sorted, but others are putting the blocks. The intimidation. Because if you had wanted to really genuinely say it's not fit for purpose, the vet room, so why haven't you produced a report? You've done it to others, I find out, but you don't have first-hand knowledge of me or here. You just go on the assumption of 6 individuals I conditionally allowed in my private dwelling undress in 2017, and it claimed or withdrew the fluorine in a 3-day period, but I since found out all along what it's been about is your repairman can't get in before 8 o'clock in the morning. Not one individual living around the same area is treated like this. You single me out. You target me because of my disabilities. I can't wait to see the back of this company and back of this place, but I need to be safe. I need to know. I'm just that individual. I need to know what now with the service cutbacks and funding. Logically and lawfully could be offered now, moving on. And making sure those that's offered now on has the skills and knowledge to help me slowly, carefully. And I know this housing company employees will claim, it's my responsibility to keep this place, their terms, conditions and their offer contract. But no, they breached their own contract terms, conditions to me. Look, this statutory name, the birth certificate name, And how it's nationally in UK works against people in my situation. The state is always sided with them, especially when you're targeted. So it is direct discrimination, and this guy called John Connell, he's the one that came in with his colleague, and he's the one that produced the report. So where is it? Where's my copy? So what happened then, Lisa Baldwin, on the 2nd 11th 2017, your hearsay claims, and then you still send somebody around when I end up in hospital in 2017 and put a note for the door of a surveyor, but yet I'm in hospital, and you didn't inform me about that. But you didn't apologise, did you, for that harassment? So basically, let me go. That was done. That basically, I was just trying to find. I think I got the download document on file. So let me just go and check to see where it is. What they claimed, I don't have on my own. So I had to use the government ombudsman in adult health care as well. Let me go into that. If I can find it. Okay, trying to find it. Oh, by the way, was it take just about 10 days to investigate a complaint in statute law? Right, the local government ombudsman. So what it is with David Wintergill for local government healthcare ombudsman, head up in Coventry. Below is an email of 6/11/2018 on reference Olympics Care Service Limited, known as Steps South. A copy to a previous individual that was involved. I put this offer last year, temporary and hold OT assessment, before what I found out recently, because unfortunately that social worker left a job and nobody got replaced her. So this to offer 2 females, and I found out who they were. Single point of access team come in my home, and I found out eventually there wasn't going to be the offer of voiceability advocate in my home to assist me. I was meant to cope alone, was I, with those 2 females, a Laura and an Emma. in my own home, alone, again, without, anyone able to assist me. For a while, I don't have private friends to help in meetings and things I need to do in that regard, just the basic things they can help with. And that was all to do with to traumatise me, wasn't it? So the fact is that I have a specialist shower chair, wheelchair, toilet commode, evidence, all this equipment. The fact I do have a hoist, that's like a service report, a portable hoist, and INBAGARE Bridie hoist. Well, this is one of the reports in 2013, 2019 now. Document evidence on maintenance job of the hoist, order number 898499, Milbert Healthcare Limited in my area, and this is 8th of the 5th, 2019, and the job was, he come in, the guy, 15th of May 2018, and the sling with it as well. My sister on the 15th of May 2018 had to call the out of hours because they delivered a damaged one. It's non-commissioning NHS contracted offer services. So what it is, Sue Jane, and if it's Care Service Limited, Northampton County Council owned company, Teresa Grant, CEO. What is it that you claimed? The council don't even believe that I have a hoist in my own home. Really? What's all this paperwork and email evidence I sent to the government, this guy David, Lovejoy, his assumption that your individual comments, all your name was taken out, wasn't it? On an email attachment. And you attack my character and claim, and then also what? It's not even needed for my transfer when I can't walk. To June 2018. And awfully. Just sign this document in a noisy cafe. I didn't know what the hell I was signing. I didn't know my mum's about to bloody die on me either. And I had a witness, two meetings, first 2 meetings. Paralegal, male, David, witnessed and recorded it all. It was done by Neil and Boyd. But then the company went bust, as I said, 1st of the 8th, 2018, so everything's been Neil and Boyd. But you've got on the proviso, it's all conservative individual. She just, Sandra, because I speak up about what's been going on, both in statute law and everything. There we go. Anyway. Wheelchair. So all that as evidence. Because I was dealing with another subject, a guy in my area, Winston. And she never ever replied. It's implied that GWP assessment and all this stuff in offer services then at the same time, and none of you civil servants bothered to give a monkeys about all that. So notice to agent, notice to principal, and notice to principal, notice to agent, marketed acceptance of offer, my rejection for cause without dishonour. Of 9th of November 2018. On my own, in my home. Do you think I'm not going to realise what you've done? My statement of account of first-hand knowledge of the truth on record, amended April 8th of the 4th, 2019, and Wednesday, the 4th, 2019, due to hearsay claims made about my private life and disabilities, and the claim buyer, due to local government healthcare ombudsman service in Coventry, email dated 17th of April 2019, comments made by civil servants as agents for rebuttal on comments claimed by civil servants employees as agents for Olympus Care Service Limited. Northamptonshire County Council, see facts below, my terms of offer. I shall not consent to my private dwelling alone civil servant employees due to the past 2012, 2013, 2014. Again, of a claim made 8th of the 4th, 2019, emailed by the male just mentioned, claimed I've already offered different locations during 2017 and again 2018 to the housing company Helen Group Limited and the local area female who blocked this during 2018, a former social worker and the state healthcare professional in her department. I just mentioned that company. Since the claim comments, I do not need the use of a medical aid of a hoist. Claim I do not have this in my home. I've lost trust in civil servants and civil servant who made this communication as my medical record evidence and medical disability aids of NHS England funded in commissioning is on the Care First data system specific to, i.e., shown former social of a night 2019 and before. As I are not offered the choice in how decisions have been made and on what lawful process. As this is not an act, this is not a Care Act offer assessment, yet this is an email back on the 20th of 11th, 2017 I had, as in July 2017, I'd fully reference, I shall audio recall any offer service in my private dwelling, personal use only, to aid my disabilities, and a true record to offer service. Evidence of reason to this, what I've already have been offered as a pathway forward, and this twice has been rejected. The temporary hotel with disability to meet my disability needs via Northamptonshire County Council, former social worker, and Sue Jane, Olympus Care Service Limited. Their company number is UCO 7815, correction, UCO 781958. Northamptonshire County Council Limited Company, reference to what they were known, Northamptonshire Adult, this particular name I'm going to quote, of the corporation. Northamptonshire Adult Social Services Limited dissolved as a company on the 31st of July 2019. The company registration number was 105229996. So whatever you got me to sign and offer services is an void now. But you did this deliberately on the 7th of the 9th when I just come to hospital with a head injury, unfortunately. 2019, I should say. No, 2018. So 7th of the 9th, 2018 in a cafe. Oh, I haven't got any copies. I can't quite see. It was claimed Olympic Service Limited on the Occupational Therapy Department. Individuals don't have a record, do they, of my previous OT assessment reports? Yes, they do. I've got copies, they have. And they claimed this former social worker, healthcare professional, breach of duty of care. Oh, I just need a photocopy and I need you to quickly sign this document to consent to that. you deceived me, that former social worker, and public servant's behalf, to get me to sign that when I got suffering from concussion still, and I didn't even know what I was signing. And what happened to that former disability advocate? She did not step in to say, hold on, what am I signing? They worked behind the scenes to set me up on this one. The why it was going on again on the 20th of the 9th, 2018. And it's been going on in October by emails as well, evidence. So why did I need to take it to the UK local government healthcare ombudsman? Well, they pay a certain percentage of public funds to protect their image. So whether this company or the former company or Northamptonshire County Council Limited, they pay public person fee to anything claimed to be in government ombudsman, housing, healthcare, a fee. That's how they make their income. They're a company as well. But you don't get anywhere in their system. Well, unless you're connected to certain people. I don't. So basically, non-full disclosure terms and conditions offer since Olympus Care Service Limited is all null and void since to date. Are you aware of this? Are they aware? Well, when you find out the LDSS law is a limited company as well, it's all their shared services. It's a law, all their men and women as lawyers in the bar society working together in public law or whatever subject might be. They're the ones that are meant to be providing the full disclosure of a contract, not these ordinary individuals meant to be interacting face to face or the emails response for adult health social care subject in UK and my area especially at the moment. So when I found that out, the email went off to that CEO, head of that company, is based in Cambridgeshire, and they have an office base in my area opposite me. I sought full disclosure contract, and I got a really horrific attack email back. What's the matter? Did I hit a nerve? Did I find something out? Which is public knowledge. When you do your research, it's all company's house. Any company information you can find people out. All these people I've quoted is public knowledge. It's on company, whoever you deal with, you do the research, it's all public knowledge. There's no exposed to nothing. It's public civil servants. Yeah. I haven't mentioned private limited company, individual piece of paper who comes serves my voice. I ain't exposed them. I ain't said anything about that. Private. One that I quoted is public limited company. And this national housing company, public funded. Yeah, public funded. These individuals already are involved in a public funded service company to hold them accountable in their emails and documentation. So we have an individual who is a managing director, Catherine Ainshaw. She's the agent. She's the managing director of Olympus Care Service Limited. So she is the one responsible. She dedicates, tells people what to do in a job role, and that's in conjunction with their Department of Occupational Therapy, their employees, and they were meant to be very important because Olympus Care Service Limited company is owned by this other funded company, Northamptonshire County Council Limited Company, company house number, reference number, UC047118. I repeat, UC04071168. Without the full disclosure of terms and conditions of the service and contract law, I've been misled to sign. It's very important because the 7/11/2018, and this is the Wednesday last year. Tuesday 6/11/2018, originally this document, and my first knowledge of all the truth. This is all to avoid any extreme, stressful, overwhelming psychological distress. And I'm grieving the loss of my mum, and they didn't know what to give a shite. What do you want me to end up, so distressed and psychologically traumatized, I end up dying? Not by my hand. The stress could cause another heart attack. What are you trying to do? Trigger that off? But no, I won't. It shall never happen. Not by me. Not by my private friends. But the way you're putting your pressure onto me, trigger me at risk. You're doing it to me, unlawfully. You know what you're doing. But I'm going to try and keep calm and be lawful, because you're corporations. You're just men and women. You got nothing over me. You got no authority over me. You're working for corporations. You just care about your jobs. You don't care about disabled, vulnerable people. And I'm no threat to me. And I've got evidence of fact. I don't think it. I don't make it up. It's not in my head. Just because I have diagnosis in the state system by the effects of this serious tort crime years ago, you don't have what you did in 2017. Before that, and to date. Ceasing to cease at once. Because if you don't, and you carry on with your libel and slander, there's going to have to be even, I don't know how yet, but it's going to have to be, if you want to offer your goods and services, all this time you would have done it lawfully and honourably by now. You got no intention to. So this physical earth, my physical life is over. I'm going to be at risk. I'm going to be kidnapped unlawfully by the state system, their civil servants, and their connections politically, Freemasons as well, in a matter of days. And I know they're watching. You want to watch you're the ones that put me at risk. And how many others have to die in the street, homeless people? That lady I got to know years ago, Sam, she's now dead. She died in hospital, pneumonia. She didn't get it on the street. The illness, she got it in hospital. So I have been honourably trying to work, but you're targeting me. I saw a solution of offer NHS Foundation Trust, its department ICT employees to offer instead a better healthcare fund budget, which is available, by the way, via the new, and it's meant to be pushing more on the national policy, NHS England Limited head office needs, to anyone in my situation. And also got emails, evidence of all this last year, and verbally being requiring us during last year to date. What, you still blatantly ignored it. And that is my right to go that angle first, not for your statute adult care 2014, your own policy. No, I prefer this way instead now, to see if I meet their funding remit among medical conditions, which you are dismissing the evidence I have. And you've ignored that due process. Healthcare professionals are going to be reported for their negligence, and it runs by NHS England via every town and city in England, clinical commission groups, so my area is name commissioning, department employees as agents for the company, And so basically all this was evidence. So all this was documented evidence. I'm being disadvantaged and still it will not stop. So all this was basically offer medical practice home visit when I've been unwell and required offer home visit. Instead, offer todate. Again, there's dealing with this medical practice. Public funded Langham Place employees have already had my past months require offer home visit, referral in treatment or illness and disability requirements due to the reducedness in my physical health. And I end up in hospital, as I said before. But if I need any offer home visits, I'm not excuse me, struggling with pain. I'm not being offered anything, am I? They want to send an ambulance out. It's not an ambulance job. It's not a paramedic job. It's offer of lawful right to my accountable general medical practitioner in a contract with NHS England funded public fund services, and they're blocking that. Oh, go on to www. a website known as Dr. Link first, Dr. Link. Type in your symptoms first there on the computer, and then that email information is meant to be sent via NIN Commissioning's website. Well, they're using NHS digital software. Oh, yeah, that's also run by Capita PLC, computer technology company. And that goes via then eventually back to the GP, surgery, practice. When you're in crisis and you're extreme pain and you had an accident and perhaps you're not had an accident, you're not concerned, you don't know whether it needs to be just a GP to visit you at home, or or it is like an ambulance job, hospital job or whatever. So always used to be important to call your GP, and you got the blinking admin individuals blocking your calls to them, and it's got worse now. So I was in a state of absolutely really bad situation. And I'm going to have to call out of hours soon. Again, because my body is not healed. Every time I try and do something lawfully and for myself, with help of friends to get out, and just to put a little bag on the back of my wheelchair, all of this side the next day, I haven't been able to move it, my arm, during the night. Woke up, couldn't move my arm. I've only got my right arm to bloody use. So all during 2018, as well I'm told. I state this, why I have falls. Trying to transfer from my wheelchair to my shower toilet commode in front of me in my bedroom. How I got hand. Well, it's all gone. I've got no sensation in my right hand at all. I can't use my left side. I can't hold cups and things. I can't feed myself. And this is peeing me off because if I need that high amount of care, the system looks at me too costly to provide if I was able to move back in. Eventually, say repairs got done in hindsight, which they won't, and it's too costly to provide services in my home. It's all over me. Do you know how bloody sick, Claire, certain individual, won't mention your last information, how sick you were on the 23rd of November 2018 to me at 2 p.m. Set me up. I didn't even know you. You're a stranger to me. How can I trust you after that date, what you did to me? You were set up to set me up. And why didn't voiceability? You deliberately made sure everything I've been going through on top was all to psychologically get me really worse than my mindset. And it is still going on. It won't stop. Just look at the subject, targeted individuals. But anyway, go to the facts in hand. I have all this any other is BS. I was always led to believe the offer OT assessment was all about looking at my transferring, because when I got my weak side and evidence of the emails that said about 2017 in hospital, I found out it's nothing to do with that. 37-page document of full rebuttal. You made sure, you deliberately made sure I was having to do this. 24th of December 2018. Evidence brooch on my white coat by my private friends put on me, and the police didn't give a shite, did do nothing. Same when I got robbed recently again. That was staged and nobody gives a shite. That happened. So yeah, Claire, and what you didn't do and the harm you caused me. So basically, the character assassination is never stopped. And basically, previously this document was amended on the 19th of 10th, 2018, Tuesday the 9th of 10th, 2018. And basically, because I also couldn't consent to the offers then either, because Department of Works and Pensions also, limited company head office, Cracked House, London, and the other offers, civil servants, and these are private companies, individuals, had messed, deliberately stopped my GLA income. I had no one help. Everywhere I went to, blocked individuals, refused to offer me a home visit. How could I get on my sick bed? That set up on the 8th of 4th, 2019. Can I just take a picture of you in your wheelchair, see how disabled you are? Well, that was rejected, the consent. The paper cannot change what's happened in the past, obviously. But that has a big impact trying to move forward. You know this. So when I got attacked by my ex-male boyfriend, from there, it's re-traumatizing me to date. Never gone out of my head. And even so, the offer of the contract all these years, since the 18th of 9th, 2009, contract law and housing subject is all nil and void. And everything they've been doing, all these documents, all these evidence, and my late mum used to try and help what she could. But you see, the way they know who I am now with everything. If I hadn't saw this Director of Adult Health, Social Care and Its Care Service Limited on the 6th of 11th, 2018, I wouldn't. This Sue Jane, she hated that scrutiny of a review committee meeting on the subject of one of the agenda subject I got to hear about eventually, and I happened to be by the building and I went in. I wouldn't have known about the plan to put people like me in massive contract, 4 million worth of Shaw Trust care homes. And the bigger plan, not just about me on this, but the bigger plan in my area for those cut back on the care packages, cut back to services, at me to, I won't go into all that because I'll be all day on that subject, and that means I'm the individual that needs information first, and the E3 format first, so I know what's expected, what's required, what's offered, and not sprung on me. But they disrespect that. So this is why this document was so long. I didn't realise the risk I was put under, and still today. Their side, one-sided. Then it affects what I'm trying to do now with the offer a new assessment, PIP assessment. And my friends are peed off. They want to withdraw. They want to cancel everything today. They want to stop caring for me today. But they know they can't, because I'll be at risk, and it'd be an emergency job out of hours, calling social services. Not with me in my own, but staying on and on, struggling the best they can until I can get this a remedy, whenever, if ever it happens, in the way it's meant to. But it won't happen, because they don't got no intention, these civil servants in the UK, in my area, to do anything with me, with my consent, because it's taken a whole year. It doesn't take a whole year to complete the offer of a Care Act, Statute Law 2014, Care Needs Assessment. It doesn't. It's always been, as I said, adult safeguarding. That's all. They've never stopped that. And they've used the excuse of the housing situation. And then me ended up in hospital with so many dates and everything. This was amended 8th of the 4th, 2019. Let me just go and see where it got sent to. The 37-page document. And they ignored it all. So I have trouble engaging because of all this. Would anybody else? So I sought an exemption on a face-to-face medical for this subject DWP. Four days ago, on the 15th of May, my mate did this at 12:30 at night. Adores evidence of email 30th of 4th, 2019, Tuesday 14th, 2019. Do not miss and do not misuse evidence due to 5 days without evidence. As a private friend adores foot injury since late this evening, she will counter offer as soon as possible and require. Did it make sense, the email? Because it was sent when I was tired and late. So, this email, basically, Tuesday, the 14th of February 2019, to Voiceability Limited. The sad point is that I've lost trust in this woman called Claire, 23rd 11th 2019, public servant. I have required her replacement in breach of her role as healthcare professional, in case in contract hours this time. The assisted healthcare ombudsman, she, on the 1st of May 2019, has my boy bottle in extreme shock and attack on my private life and disabilities by Olympic Scale Services Limited. The department manager mentioned who it was. Due to the tone and nature and use of me, I've got evidence only to enclose a copy as it's claimed. I do not need my NHS medical hoist. Not I need transient. I meant to say nor. Evidence to communication claim, civil servants and stated who they are. So let me just scroll down if that document was included. Yes. Who's accountable for this? No, we're not going to sign in again. I just want the document, thank you. Four days ago. .14th, so let's go into that. Let's go into that. Five days ago. So yeah, section 42. And I put down the issue of the Plan of Corporate Action Change in UK, Mental Health Act 2018. Reference to the care management may have ability to make decisions to take to save people's right to private life and human rights in mind of the Adult Safeguarding Section 42. My complaint to Head Office Waste Ability Limited, Cambridgeshire, in response to Kayleen, her job, which she left services 28th, 3rd, her email 2019, and a reference to a female called Melanie to the referral line and to her lack of response. Put down the reference number of the company involved and reference to non-factual information during what I found out trying to get this house ombudsman in London to investigate this housing company individuals and the I found out what's going on since. It was never to be offered a care assessment. It's all to do with adult safeguarding and the wording used. I've non-full disclosure and offer services and what to be offered now on, and who claimed to be offered Emma, and basically what is her, well, they obviously won't give the information. She has the legal right to provide that. I have tried to raise the past due to this caused me harm and stress. Are you aware to require this assist me in your contract terms and conditions to via, so just said, LGSS Law Limited? Questions I raised is not what's come back to me by this individual role as a advocate service manager's role. She's felt that she wants Athens. You'll be aware that I'm unable to cope face to face talking about my medical, and the same again trying to find support in the past 6 months. Reference again, DWP, the PIP, the medical. I'd hope to get support to explain how my disability basis affects my joint housing, health, social care, and several disabilities. They've ignored all this to date. Everyone. Hence this time trying to move forward. Well, you can't move forward when you're targeted, and when they did it, but you don't want you to. And so basically, how much to cope with, why you put 4 people I'd in and apply in your email offer today as concerning why no one's asked my consent to all this, nor evidence of first-hand knowledge. I've already required the offer, NHS England. Also, during the past year to date, via the needs CCG checklist, I just mentioned about all that, the Better Healthcare Fund budget. So, I included the document evidence, and it might just open now. PDF, right. The comments received from Northamptonshire County Council Limited, 13th of March 2019. Can you let me know if the assessment of October to November 2018 has been completed? That investigator, male, David, ignored my evidence and all the email evidence the past year to date, up to that date as well. And that's why I took it to the female director of the Ombudsman Healthcare Social Care. She's ignored it all to date as well. Goes on. Has been completed in details of any response. As part of the assessment, the allocated social worker informed, i.e. Adore, that an OT assessment was required to gather additional information. It's not factual. Well, this is what he's put. Adore declined this service on several occasions, it was claimed. I denied on several occasions, did I? When? Once. Once. Temporary on hold. You got the email of the 9th of the 11th, 2019. And by the way, if I want to decline it, it's my right, but I'm not putting myself at risk, so I conditionally accepted under duress. But then circumstances, I had to put it on hold. And then I did offer the other places where you could offer services, and you just went with housing individuals and just blocked it. This individual goes on to claim that I denied offer services, their services. You allocated social worker and OT service for several communications. What? Could have fucking do my head in. Oh, fucking bastards. Sorry to swear, but effing bastards. Facebook's cuts my feed off now. I have evidence of and documentation when I'm exposing now. I'm about to lose my voice, so bear with me. I put the temporary OT assessment on hold. In my areas, North Hampshire County Council, the civil servants are cutbacks ever since all over the media throughout the past 2018. The Offer of the Care Act 2014 assessment process has been hell. It's never been completed all along. They've never had the intention. I've had so many OT assessments over the years, and everything's all up to date. All the OT equipment's up to date. And I'm showing and exposing all this today because I'm about to lose my life, about to lose my safety, I'm about to lose everything. So I've got nothing to lose by stating who these arseholes are, and excuse me saying they're arseholes because they are. You don't get any justice in the government ombudsman, housing, healthcare, nothing. When you're vulnerable, you're disabled. I'm up my laptop and I'm streaming on YouTube at the same time to cover myself. If anything happens to me from tomorrow, it's on the hands of civil servants, individuals, CEO. Yeah, it's not ordinary men and women I'm getting at. It's the CEO, Theresa Grant. She is public knowledge. I'm not breaching data protection. She is the CEO of North Hampshire County Council Limited Company. Anyone can look it up. Olympics Care Services Limited, right? The CEO, board of director, is Catherine Ainshaw. Look it up. I've got the evidence, right? I'm ill in bed. It's the anniversary of my mum. She would have been her birthday today, so I'm doing this in the honour of my late mum who died last year. Not once did I have the consideration or support. So this is the evidence. That is evidence of the company. Since 2010, I have a portable hoist in my home. Okay, civil servants out there. Okay? So civil servants also have this equipment. That's a specialist wheelchair, shower, toilet, commode to be wheeled into my wet room. And by the way, this is all done by Home Group Limited Company, head office, and I'm about to show you that evidence too. This is a national social housing company, United Kingdom, that deliberately individuals in my area are siding with these civil servants in my area. Well, they build. If Facebook cuts me off, you know why. Okay, so if it stops, it's not me, it's Facebook. I'm not this equipment, and it's like a hospital in my flat. They want me to lose my flat. I've got evidence of this paperwork. Okay, so make sure I don't show people's data. You wouldn't get the offer, your services of equipment of this hoist. Yeah, evidence all these years on. When I got one over, by the way, that's why I'm in a wheelchair. Right. So this is what is said that I have done this. So on the 13th information, I know who's done this, Sue, and I won't mention her surname because we're here not to expose per se, but Facebook's cut me off. Nothing wrong with my connection because I'm still live. And just say witnessing this with me. Oh, they like to block. As Facebook is blocking me, basically, claimed this. They keep it at the end of this document, right? There's claimed to be a phone call. And this is not even on the letterhead. Look, it's attachment by local government healthcare recently, and they blocked it. This is how vulnerable people in the United Kingdom are treated in reality. You're lucky if you're not treated like this, but when you speak up for yourself, you are. Let me go in the bottom of, I'm trying to get this. But I can't see the date of this so-called conversation is the 9th of April 2000. Right, so alleged phone call was on the 9th of April 2019, and I don't even see this properly because of, there we go. Right, what phone call? It claims about me. So I did a full rebuttal already, by the way. Right, how the hell am I meant to expect to cope with strangers on my own, in my effing own? And I'm really effing all over it again. Pays the ombudsman a fee to protect their image. Oh yeah, Facebook. They side with each other. You don't get any remedy. If you're lucky, if you've got the rise and wake up and counterclaim, they're effing pieces of shite. Right. Claimed, I found out by the ombudsman evidence in the past days, responses in email, that the only to do when I ended up with a stroke and a heart attack ended 2017 and lost my right side a lot more. Yeah. It's all to do so they could come in and expose, bloody take my flat off. Oh, look at that. Next bloody few days. I'm streaming this for my protection on my channel, so bear with me. I'm not exposing names and name and shaming, right? Look, that's me on Facebook. You've seen my mum's photos. You've seen me before I become disabled. So that's why I studied effing law. That's why I took on the bloody powers that be. And this is what I get, the threats to my life. Serious shite. So basically, it claims that I need hoisting 4 times a day. Not one document ever in all these years, or even the past year, any emails anywhere, does it say in Care First documentation, or even in my documentation communications ever, that I need hoisting 4 times a day. That was made up by this BS, whoever that was, a civil servant, to discredit me. These shite communications technology for you. Okay, so I'd offered 3 times during the past 2017, 18, and this past up to date. They cut me off again, so bear with me. There we go again, recording this. That's how Big Brother targets you. I mean, this is how it goes when you're just talking the truth. And the truth. Right. Yeah, we're back, are we now? See how many times Facebook cut me off there? Was it 3 or 4 times? Right. This is a response claimed by civil servants. Okay. And look at that date, 9th of April 2019. Yeah. I mean, care needs assessment is meant to be your choice. Is out in the framework. When you research the statute law, contract law, common law, you find out all this. I've had to. And yet, when I saw Catherine Ainshaw, director of Olympus Care Service Limited, by chance on the 6th of 11th, 2019, I've got a stream on my channel about all this. Back in that date, she was horrified to find out that, oh, here we go. Bear with me, please, because Facebook is just doing it same old, same old. That's what you do when you speak the truth. And this social media, but I'm not exposing anybody unlawfully because it's all public knowledge, these individuals. So that was, again, Facebook cut me off because I'm saying the truth, right? Care First data records, okay? Nowhere does it ever say that I need, I did a full rebuttal, and it's all about pushing it. Oh, they cut me off a 6th time. 6th time now, okay, Karen? You're witnessing this. I would just keep it light because there's evidence of targeting disabled people in the United Kingdom. I've got nothing unlawful, it's just all factual evidence. What's the time now? We're documenting this 4:15 in the afternoon. So this is just, this is the 5th time or 6th time Facebook's cut me off. So you know I'm talking the truth when Facebook interrupts the stream. And I'm on social media, warn everybody out there, please document everything you do. You're dealing with those that deliberately want to push vulnerable people in. Please don't get me wrong. If it's a genuine need, you need to be in a care home because you've got complex high needs, you need to get the contract. Full disclosure. There are cutbacks in public services. This is just one of many communications. The only reason they want to offer an occupational therapy assessment in my home now is on behalf of a national housing company. Oh, here we go. This is the 7th time. Evidence. Facebook cut me off. Right. We are just going to be careful and give it another 5 minutes, and then we're just going to cut the stream off because I've got other means to go public. Big brother, you can't stop me lawfully and honourably to be well, just Facebook, who is just a medium to get your data. I'm just going on this page to not just to warn anybody else, but to be aware, and then claim, oh, you might just need an OT assessment. Oh, and then the OT assessment you need. Here you go. Bear with me, please. This is the time and day and life we're living in United Kingdom. The system do not care. Yeah, I'm back. So I'm just going to keep it that the system does not care about anyone out there. I've got to be careful I don't show anyone's data. Right. I've always engaged lawfully and honourably. Right. Not one individual care less. These men and women, right, they're just doing their job in their public role in the borough councils, county councils, whatever public services, right? We're talking about management level, CEO level, political level, right? I have gone and taken every damn individual on in their capacity in public role as civil servants, knowing what I've known, despite being so damn ill. And then they come after me in a serious manner to trash my character. So then I'll get an email, offer a meeting, to ambush me, seriously, of 4 people, to put a label on me. Oh, to go into them. I've got evidence, so much emails and letters you wouldn't believe that it's been going on, tried to get a remedy, out of this shite cover-ups that's been going on. Why is it that people end up getting so damn ill, right? So the point being is, claiming I don't have a hoist, which I've got the paperwork, much more than that, for DWP, Capita, and also notice, but this was just one of many. Please be careful. Voice Ability Limited Company. Its individuals have a contract with services. Okay, business. It's all business. They don't treat you as personal. It's commerce. It's business. That's all they care about. Is your signature on their documents. And if you don't have your friends or family to speak up to help you, or the Care Act 2014, Section 42, they've not safe to more people now to take away your liberties. And nobody has a consent or any authority. Yeah, we'll just cut that off then. Bear with us, please, this Facebook. Yeah. Now they're blocking it now, so bear with me. There is my terms and conditions, and it's been going on since 2012. What happened then? You see the local government care health ombudsman service, look it up, Dun & Bradstreet, all information of companies. It's all about contracts. That's a 11 treatment. Awful harassment is a effective one for disabled people to be able to comprehend what the hell all that's going on, because the man or the woman, you are or say if it goes to harassment, you get a lawful treatment. So whether the disability discrimination, it's not just me, by the way, as grantor and trustee of the birth certificate name. This is why Facebook are blocking this stream, because you tell the truth, and the communication technology blocks it all out. So the technology blocks it all out when you tell the truth. Right. This is why Facebook are blocking this, blocks it all out. So the technology work honourably and lawfully with anyone's offering services, but this is how you try and get a remedy. It's all about business and money. So let me just go into this one then. For so long and evidence, and even to deal with assumption grounds on DWP and the statutory policies and so much, and all the communications and holding everyone accountable. There's all my evidence in my life. You can't comprehend it, and that's why Facebook keeps blocking the stream. So you think you can actually go to anyone to get a remedy? Well, bear in mind that's a case reference number. They put it all back onto me because I'd shown the evidence of first-hand knowledge. Certain individuals have absolutely breached their own code of ethics in healthcare professional role. And you won't even get a remedy that, because people are exposing what's happening in children's services throughout England as well. YouTube channel, what's been going on, and there's no such thing as over the past year what's been going on the housing, health, social care. So there's 14, 18, 19. It's a way. And using I don't know about anything else, but using one's disabilities against one, and what they've done. With one individual I know, my situation, again, Facebook might just block me again. So I went to the assistant of the Ombudsman Health Social Care Limited on my full rebuttal on the 1st of 5th, 2019. Extreme shock and alarm attack on my private life and my disabilities by certain civil servants. I know who it is, by the way. And she has used the same tone to set me up in March 17, okay, on the alleged safeguarding. So, to get the evidence out. That's okay. That's fine. The evidence. A lot of people don't seem to want to know, because a lot of people don't seem to want to know what's going on. If you don't research the evidence, Northamptonshire County Council is a limited company. There's a company number. Do the research. Anyone in the United Kingdom, whoever you're dealing with. Teresa Grant, CEO, Director, Catherine Ainshaw. The evidence, the first knowledge. Okay? When you do full rebuttal on a counterclaim, there's a breach of trust. You need to hold the individuals accountable. The head office with the local government, Housing Ombudsman, head office, is a limited company. And when you do the Dun & Bradstreet and put that information in your documents, if you're doing it by email or get help to do it, you know, they work for the public. So when you learn this, and I guess another email basically, I don't know if anyone can hear this now.